At that point, he's trespassing.
What's that?
At that point, he's trespassing.
And the fact of the matter is.
Because you already told him not to put anything in there. So if he goes on there again, you have him on camera, just call Joe.
Call meeting in order, please rise. Prayer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we pray. O Lord God, we come before you in prayer, acknowledging the blessings of government and administration. You are a God of order and have blessed us with the establishment of governing officials to provide civil harmony and concord. Be with us in this meeting. Give us strength and wisdom to pursue goals which please you. Grant us the courage to support those things which are right and according to your ordinances. For we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Oh, today.
Scooch a little left, or you took over this way, looking at the camera, so we're good.
Roll call, vote, please, roll call.
Robert Britsky.
Here.
Clifford Tellini.
Here.
Robin Hughes. Joe Libby.
Here.
Robert Crook.
Here.
Present. Approval of the agenda. We've got a few things to add.
Yeah, historical museum, we're gonna put under unfinished business,
Number one,
number one under unfinished business.
I'd like to move number 3 to number 1 and number 1 to number 3. Is that all right?
New business? Just
Oh.
flopping them?
Yeah, just flip flopping it. And then at the end, number 10, add GFL. There's some explanation. Anybody else have anything?
I make a motion, we approve the amended agenda as presented.
Or?
We have a motion to approve the agenda. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Conflict disclosures. Anybody have conflict with anything that's on this agenda?
No.
Hearing none, we'll move on to the minutes of the April 9th meeting.
I didn't see anything.
There you did.
Your turn.
I'm all good. I'm good. Oh,
Um,
sorry. I'd like to make a motion that we accept the minutes.
Second.
I'm thinking about something else.
we have a motion and support. Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Brings us to the treasurer's. Val.
Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
This is the report for the month of March of 2026. Taxes collected and spread in March were $49,220.36 for a year to date of $5,433,059.18. DNR taxes collected in March were $15,252.64 with year to date $15,252.64. Tax interest collected spread in March was $2,139.61, year to date $14,746.62. The total of the general fund revenue for March was $204,953.90, year to date $7,141,080.18. The general fund expenditures for March were $719,541.28, with a year to date of $5,730,339.04. The balance sheet, fund equity, change in fund equity was $1,410,741.14, and the balance of the general checking is $541,561.79. The revenues were normal and regular for this time of year, as well as the expenses. And they included wages, insurance, pension, and routine monthly. The treasurer's office recap, March 31st, 2026 was the last day to pay the 2023 taxes before foreclosure. We ended up foreclosing on a total of 42 parcels this year. 41 of those parcels are vacant, and they include 36 parcels located in Presque Township in the Presque Harbor development, 3 parcels in Rogers Township, 1 parcel in Akiak Township, and 1 parcel in Bismarck Township. The final parcel is located in Bismarck Township and does have a dwelling located on it, but it is not anyone's permanent home. Our auction is scheduled for August 21st, and it's going to be a multi-county auction run by Title Check LLC, and it will include properties from Alpena, Alcona, Iosco, and Sheboygan counties as well as ours. Our office, I just want to explain to everybody about what our office does. Like in the month of March, it is extremely busy. On top of balancing and settling with the 16 local units, collecting delinquent taxes for 3 different years, those being the 23s, 24s, and 25s. We prepare to pay out all the local units and levies. We also mailed out over 3,100 delinquent statements, which resulted in lots of phone calls, questions, foot traffic, and receipts. Since March 1st, my staff has completed over 900 transactions totaling over $500,000 in delinquent payments, as well as an additional 423 transactions in cash receiving totaling $2,780,873.89. This represents our day-to-day work that we do for county projects. I'd like to take the time to thank my staff for being so dependable, hardworking, and patient with everything that has to be accomplished in a short period of time. Thanks to Shelby and Laura.
Nice work.
Any questions?
Questions? Are all the, I got one, are all the townships settled then?
They're all settled and we'll be paying them out next week. By the 1st of, we'll have all the checks issued by the end of the week.
Where's the tax sale auction at? Is it, I mean,
It's online.
Somewhere.
all
So
online.
wherever you want it to be.
There. Does anybody have any questions for the treasurer? Is there a motion to accept and
I'd
file
like
the
to make a
treasurer's report?
motion to accept and file the treasurer's report.
Motion support, no more discussion. Roll call vote.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Clifford Tulaney.
Yes. Thank you, Al. Okay. Citizens appearing before the board. Citizens have anything to address the board with?
May all of us who are here to support the museums hold our comments until after our presentation is made from the unfinished business section.
We got you on the agenda on the unfinished business.
Rather than making our comments right now.
You're on the agenda.
Yep.
Anybody else? Okay, unfinished business then. Historical preservation.
Now's your time.
Yeah, no.
Who's the leader here?
Who's on first?
Aaron's the leader. Gotta be a leader somewhere. Thank you, Bob.
Morning.
That's it.
Artists will be that.
All right.
Well, we're here to just recap on what happened the last meeting we had. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get the material on time to review it ahead of time. I am hoping that you had the chance to do so. Have you had a chance to do so?
I did.
I did.
Okay, because there seems to be like a miscommunication on either emails or in person or what have you, but because we've had many emails sent out to you folks, and I don't know if you guys have.
I've been getting them.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, she's been,
Good to go.
clerk's been forwarding it into us.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask if you had any questions at all.
My understanding is the agreement that you have in front of us is for the collection of taxes, distribution of the proceeds from taxes, and that agreement is required in order to go forward with the millage request.
Right.
That's correct. In other words, the funds that are collected through the taxation will be divided to the 3 member organizations in the historic partnership. And I think I mentioned last couple of weeks ago how we were gonna do that. based on that wonderful 20-page IRS report, the 990s. That's how, with the city for the last 5 years, we've split the city taxes with the War Museum based on that. And that is the agreement that we've arranged for the three members of the party.
So you need the agreement before you can send it to the election committee for review and language, is what you're saying.
Yeah, this
Right.
agreement,
Right, you need a resolution to be able to send it to the election committee. To
Right.
review the language to get it on the ballot.
and,
Correct?
and should this be approved, then the agreement, it shows us how things are distributed. And is it, how much more of a burden is it on the treasurer's office to collect and distribute?
Be like any other levy. I mean,
But-
as long as we have the. If it's gonna be a percentage or a.
Right, they'll get percentage.
And what we'll do is we will get you each organization's 990 form well before the revenue comes in for the splitting of the percentage.
Language just tells how it's all split out.
If approved by the voters.
If approved,
So you're trying to get this on the August ballot? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
yes.
Right. Understand now.
Mhm.
And the revenue. The museums don't charge admission. So our revenue will cover our mortgage, our utilities, cost of new exhibits, etc. So it's really fairly significant and important that we
Would it,
have this on the ballot, and with God's will, county citizens will approve.
would any of these funds cover any kind of restoration projects too?
Well, in our case, probably so, because we want to move, right now our exhibits are in the city hall in Onaway.
Yeah.
And we only have very little space. And I'm the curator. I have got more exhibits than I have room for. So our thoughts are we're going to move our exhibits down to the building across from the credit union in Onaway, that
The Lobdell
the
Emery.
Lobdell Emery building. Because I think it's important to tell Onaway's history. And I have got so many exhibits for the Lobdell company that was there, and I just don't have the space for it. We actually, I do, I give tours to the kids from the school there, from kindergarten on up. They bring them by the busloads. And even some of their teachers don't even know the history of Onaway, which is pretty sad, because Onaway played an important part in Michigan history. So.
Do you-
Can I just add? I think we all can agree fundraising has been a hard thing as time goes on.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids and all those other big places, they have these wonderful donors that give huge legacy gifts in order for these kinds of places to exist. Right now, we're at a situation where these assets to the county community to bring in tourism for our area could not be able to pay their bills. And it's important to put this to the voters in order to, understand that in order to keep these assets, these tourist assets open and viable, they're gonna have to help them stay open.
And I would argue that some of this is educational assets for
Correct.
our youth too.
And we
It's
also,
not just tourists.
correct, and also, this is also good timing, because this is our 250th, anniversary year for America. So, we're kind of piggybacking on that as well, that these are our county assets, this is our history. 3 locations that are gonna struggle in the future, keeping them open, and this is going to help them stay open for the future.
I believe that it should be on the November ballot though. So,
Turnout.
do you know how much this millage will generate per year?
Well, we
Exactly.
didn't have facts from the county to know how much they brought in to start with, so we didn't know.
Yeah, we just moved it for- Okay.
Excuse me. That question came up, excuse me, or Mark, the question had come up in the last meeting. We didn't have a defined answer for you. I talked to someone in the equalization department. They said based on the 0.25 mils would be approximately $276,000 generated, give or take a little bit.
That's about what I came into.
That 270,000, is that per year?
Yes.
And that's total, not for museums. That's
Yeah,
total.
that's great.
It'd be nice if it was like museum.
Mr. Chairman, I had an opportunity to work for Great Lakes War as a volunteer. And it's a wonderful museum. My father and my stepfather are both in it, pictures on the wall. We have our local Presque County Museum here in Rogers City. It's awesome. It's great. I 100% enthusiastically endorse that this be allowed. And we hope that we adopt this soon.
Is there a motion?
I will make a motion that we give these people this resolution that we adopted
Adopt it.
to allow this to be on the November ballot.
It'll be on the
August primary.
It's on the August.
Okay, you mentioned November.
Yeah, I would like it in November, but it's, that's
Okay,
not what
August.
they're asking.
That's fine with me.
Yes, sir. Thank
No
you.
problem. That's my motion, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second.
We have support.
Further discussion, would you like me, Mr. Chairman, would you like me to read the resolution for the audience?
Yeah, if you would, it's pretty short.
The resolution as written, County of Presque Historical Preservation Millage Proposal. Whereas the County of Presque wishes to foster and advance the historical interests of the county, and whereas a county may raise and appropriate money for such purpose as authorized by Public Act 213 of 1957, and whereas the County of Presque County Commission wishes to levy 0.25 mil to provide such services within the county. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the County of Presque County Commission approves the following millage ballot question language and directs the clerk to submit it to be placed on the August 4th, 2026 election ballot. County of Presque, this is what would be on the ballot. Millage proposal, shall Presque County be authorized to levy a tax annually upon taxable value of property subject to ad valorem taxation in Presque County in an amount not to exceed 0.25 mils, which is 25 cents per $1,000 of taxable value for a period of 5 years, 2026 through 2030 inclusive, for the purpose of providing historical preservation services. 3, contract with the Presque County Historical Museum, the Great Lakes Lore Museum, and the Onaway Area Historical Museum Incorporated. The estimate of the revenue county will collect if the millage is authorized and levied by the county on 2026 calendar year is approximately $276,000. I'll vote yes or no. Motion made by, second by, upon roll call vote. And Darren Darga, clerk.
Any more discussion? The only thing I gotta say is what I've already said. I think it should be on the November ballot.
Why did you say that, Mr. Chairman? It must have a reason.
There'll be a bigger
I
turnout.
agree with that, but they're asking for office.
That's correct. That's what the motion states, and that's what we have in front of us. Anything else? Go ahead.
A bigger turnout, it's still determined by the people, but if it happens to fail, the August, November gives another chance for it to go through.
Right.
And so you just need the majority. So if less people vote in August, it's less people to be a majority.
It's easier to pass a
Yeah.
majority with less people, though.
Yeah.
It's not a big cross section of the whole town.
Right.
That's my point I was trying to make. Is there any
Mhm.
other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Clifford Kalani,
No.
Robin Hughes,
Yeah.
Robert Britzke,
Yeah,
Joe Libby,
Yes.
Robert Crook.
No.
Resolution is passed. Declared
Adopted.
resolution has been adopted. It's signed it afterwards. But you gotta find Darren.
Yeah.
Okay. Declare that. And the new business, we moved Bob McCumber up to 1 Grand Lake, and we got,
Good morning. Good morning.
Zoom someone in here.
Joining me this morning via Zoom is representative from the Fahey Law Firm, Amanda Knudsen, and I think that Luke O'Brien will also, from Spicer Group, will also be on the video call.
Yes, I see them.
What I'm asking this morning is for you to,
1 second, Bob, please. He's connecting.
okay,
I just want to make sure they can hear. Can you guys hear us okay?
I can hear you.
And
Yes, I can hear you as well.
Amanda's got her microphone on. Luke does now too.
Luke,
Yes, I'm here.
Is your volume
hear me?
turned up?
can you hear us? Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nope.
Okay.
Amanda?
I can hear you.
Can't hear.
Can't hear you, Amanda.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
okay, good morning.
Wow.
I'm here to ask you to consider ratifying the special assessment rule for Grand Lake. Two assessment. One is for the establishment of the district, and the other is for the operation of maintaining the lake level for the next 3 years. The first assessment is a one-time only first-year assessment for the establishment of the district. The other is a 3-year annual assessment for operation of the dam itself. What I'd like to do is to, Amanda has prepared an update and briefing for where we've been with this process. It was initiated by the commission nearly 2 years ago. And according to Part 307, there were many, many steps we had to go through, which we've been trying to diligently follow. And she can update us with a brief PowerPoint.
And I do need permission to share my screen.
Mr. Chairman.
All right, can you all see that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, I'm gonna keep this as brief as possible, but I'm of course happy to answer any questions when we get through it. So if I'm going too fast, let me know, or like I said, I can answer questions. So just a really, really brief background on the statute that we're operating under. It's called Part 307 of Michigan's Natural Resources and Environmental Protection Act. We just call it Part 307 for short. Under that statute, the circuit court in a county can establish what's called a legal lake level for an inland lake. Once that level is set by the circuit court, the County Board of Commissioners is the lucky entity that's responsible for operating and maintaining the lake level. So that means maintaining the lake level itself through some type of infrastructure like the dam on Grand Lake. The county board can also appoint what the statute calls a delegated authority, which with respect to Grand Lake, that's the drain commissioner. And that person can perform the day-to-day duties under Part 307 on behalf of the county board. So that's really helpful so that you guys don't have to have a county board meeting every time something needs to happen with the dam. Grand Lake has had a legal lake level in place since the 1950s. Like Bob mentioned, a couple of years ago in 2024, the county went through the process of reviewing its historical lake level orders for both Grand Lake and Lake Esau and found that some updates are needed to make sure that those comply with state law and also to make sure that there are special assessment districts in place. Under Part 307, special assessments are the only funding mechanism that the statute gives us for any costs that are incurred related to the lake levels, so repairs for the dam, things like that. So based on that authorization, the county filed petitions to update the lake level orders for both Grand Lake and Lake Esau and to set up special assessment districts last summer. In September and October, the circuit court held hearings to consider those proposed updates. I'm skipping a whole bunch of smaller steps in between that included public notice of the hearings, public informational meetings. We set up a website, things like that to make sure the public knew what was happening throughout this process. And then ultimately in December of last year, the circuit court entered the updated lake level orders for both Grand Lake and Lake Esaw. So talking about Grand Lake specifically, that new order sets a normal lake level or a legal lake level of 593.69 feet. That's in a datum called the North American Vertical Datum of 1988. If you have questions about what that means, I suggest talking to Luke offline because survey datums are a little confusing. But basically, that's the same level that has always been set for Grand Lake, but it's updated to this modern measuring system. The lake level order also now includes language that authorizes temporary variations in that level. So we recognize that it's really hard to maintain a lake level at an exact elevation, 24/7, 365 days a year. I think Grand Lake's a great example of that. You guys just got a whole bunch of rain and the lake was really, really high. So there is now language in the order that says we expect things like temporary variations to occur due to things like weather. And then lastly, that order confirms the boundaries of a special assessment district to fund operation and maintenance of the lake level. So that court order sets who's in and out of the district, but doesn't set anything related to the assessment methodology. So where are we now? Once we get through that circuit court hearing process, Part 307 requires a separate public hearing outside of court before any special assessments can be levied. So the Drain Commissioner held that hearing on April 16th. We sent out public notice of the hearing that's required by statute. So all property owners in the district got notice, and they also got notice of their estimated special assessment amounts. When we sent that mailing out, and then even up to the day of the hearing, we did get feedback from property owners that had additional information for us. So for example, we might have had in our tentative assessments that someone had 250 feet of frontage, and they let us know that they actually have 150 feet of lake frontage. And I'll explain what that means in just a minute, but that would impact their assessment amount. So we did research and review all of that information. We made some updates to the assessment rules so that they can be as accurate as possible based on all of that additional information we received. Following that April 16th public hearing and reviewing all of that additional information, the Drain Commissioner did approve the computations of costs and assessment rules. And so now kind of the last step in the process, Part 307 requires final approval of those assessments by the County Board of Commissioners.
That's where we're at today.
Yes, that's where we're at today. And so Bob kind of already covered this, so I don't want to go through it in too much more detail. Basically, there are two assessments proposed, two separate computations of costs, two separate assessment rules. They do use an identical assessment methodology. So the first one we're calling establishment and compliance. That's the one-time cost of going back to court, doing the research on the special assessment district, etc. The second one is for ongoing operations and maintenance. So the proposed assessment period for the one-time assessment is just going to be 1 year. It's a total assessment amount of $250,000. The operations and maintenance, this is going to be a lot closer to what we would see in any given year. That's proposed for 3 years, a 3-year period to start, $8,000 a year or $24,000 total. So significantly less than this one-time upfront cost. Just quickly touching on the assessment methodology, when we look at this with Spicer and with the Drain Commissioner, we were looking at how do we fairly allocate these assessments based on how intensely each parcel in the special assessment district uses the lake. So we know there's a difference between a lakefront parcel on Grand Lake and a backlot in the Presque Harbor Association, for example. And so to do that, we assigned assessment factors to each parcel based on its access type, property type, and lake frontage. And I'm going to go through very briefly what each of those means. So for access type, we looked at whether a parcel has direct access, it's either lakefront or the closest parcel to the lake. Indirect access that has like an easement or some other kind of private dedicated access to the lake. And then keyhole and shared access. And so what that means, basically there's two situations, Hilltop subdivision and then your Presque Harbor Association, where parcels, a bunch of backlot parcels share access through one or two or three, however many it is, lakefront parcels. And so we recognize there's a big difference between having that kind of access and being lakefront. So for example, for the access type factor, your typical lakefront parcel gets a factor of 1, and your typical backlot Presque Harbor Association parcel gets a factor of 0.1. So a tenth of that factor. Second factor is property type. So again, looking at how intensely a parcel is using the lake based on its, the property type, not looking at things like whether it's developable or whether it's a VRBO, but kind of the intensity of the use. So we have different factors for residential, public parcels, restaurants, hotels, boat launches, marinas, campgrounds, and then kind of any other commercial type properties. There's also some sub factors for like if it's a marina with 20 slips, we're going to count how many slips does it have to really try to take into account how much this parcel is using the lake. And then the last factor is lake frontage. So just like it sounds like this is based on, how much lake frontage and direct access parcel has. Instead of trying to distinguish everyone's exact frontage amount, we have ranges. So the first one is 0 to 200. That's what most people fall in. And then if you're, above that, you might get a little bit higher assessment factor. I think this is the slide that probably makes all of this assessment methodology the most meaningful. So I kind of have an example of this is your estimated assessment for your typical direct access 0 to 200 feet of frontage. That 1 year, one-time assessment would be $166.82. And then that ongoing 3-year assessment is going to be more like $5.34 a year. Same thing for the backlots in Presque Harbor Association. This first one-time assessment is going to be just over $11. And then you're looking at like literally pennies, so 36 cents per year. And I would anticipate, I think Bob would anticipate those annual assessments for the operations and maintenance are going to be much closer to what you would see in a normal year, unless you have some major project on the dam or something like that. So you have a proposed resolution in front of you, and that basically does 3 things. First, it's going to reaffirm your drain commissioner as your delegated authority for Grand Lake. So it says, going forward, it's still going to be Mr. McCumber or his successor who handles the day-to-day on Grand Lake. And then it approves the computations of costs and special assessment roles for both of those assessments we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't see the resolution. Bob, do you have copies of the resolution? You have copies of the resolution?
I do, maybe.
Make copies for us. So Amanda, has the appeal time expired yet?
So let me go through, this is my last slide and I'll talk about
Oh,
the
yeah.
appeal period right here. So let's say the county board approves that resolution today. Then there would be a 15-day appeal period. So it starts on the day of county board approval. It doesn't start after the public hearing. It would start today. That would end on May 9th. May 9th is a Saturday, so if people were trying to appeal, I would say, get them in by May 8th. And then assuming there are no appeals, assessments would go on the winter 2026 tax bill. If there are appeals, I would still anticipate that happening, but we would deal with those appeals on a case-by-case basis, depending on what they say.
So it starts at adopted. I've read it already. You guys can read it out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Do you have anything else on your presentation? Amanda?
I'm getting a really bad echo, so I apologize, but that was all we had for our presentation. I'm happy to take any questions. The only other thing I would emphasize is, if the county board, let's say, does not approve this resolution, you're still responsible for all of those costs. So just to make that clear.
yeah. Luke, did you have something for us?
I do not, unless you have questions for me.
Okay. I don't.
Anybody have any questions for Luke or Amanda? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob.
Amanda did a great job of presenting the question. I don't feel I could add anything more. I am certainly happy to answer any questions you have as you deliberate.
Is there plans to have the annual maintenance of the dam and adjustments being made outside contracted?
There is allowance in the operations budget for a third-party manager of the lake level itself.
That's what I
Right
thought.
now, the road commission does that. That's not in their charter. The tax money that they receive, road tax money that they receive isn't for water and dams, so there's a logistical problem with that, and frankly, tending to the dam today as a perfect example, while 8 roads are closed in the county earlier last week, presents a logistic problem as well. So having a third party responsible specifically for the dam, I think makes a lot of sense.
And this money will cover that?
Yeah.
I thought.
We talked about doing it in-house for liability, having one, like, I approached Mike and maintenance if he'd be interested in doing the regulation.
Yet to be worked
That's
out.
the alternative that makes the most sense.
Mhm.
The challenge is, and I think this came up in Grand Traverse County, is they advertised for a dam operator for multiple dams that they have. And crickets, there was no response to the RFP whatsoever. So with the insurance requirements and frankly limited workforce, it seems these days in almost every industry, there just wasn't a lot of interest in responding to it. So I think it would be best if we had a county employee that one of their part-time responsibilities was to maintain that dam.
And they just reflect in their wage.
Sure.
And as drain commissioner, I would also be helpful in that process and in determining what, when, and how.
There's gonna be an automated system to monitor the lake, Joe. Just gonna be an automated system to
Mhm.
monitor the level too.
So
It's
that
not
doesn't-
gonna be running out there and checking it out.
Yeah, putting eyes on it every day.
Did I understand we passed this good for 3 years?
The operations assessment is for 3 years. Then after 3 years, we'd call the question again, is what does it look like we need for the next 3 years?
Okay.
Rather than coming to you every year, we
Right.
wanted to at least get the 3 years.
Thank you.
But the first year is to recoup all the money we've invested
Right.
in it already.
That's why there's 2 of us.
Yeah, Bob, isn't the licensing of the dam like the 3-year stints? So,
But not actually a licensing,
Well, but
there's an
approval,
inspection
yeah.
every 3 years. We underwent an inspection of the Grand Lake Dam and Lake Emma Dam this past fall. And we got frankly flying colors on both of them.
I was with you on one of them.
Pardon me?
I was with you at the.
Yeah, indeed.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Nope.
Hearing none, I would move to adopt this
I'll support the motion.
resolution. Any discussion further?
My only, well, have many problems with it, but one problem is that, how the association got assessed.
So low.
No, it's too much because actually the association,
Have no frontage.
well, we have 500 feet at our Grand Lake Beach. And that's, so everybody that's a back lot has 500 feet of frontage. So we're getting assessed over $30,000 for 500 feet, where anybody with 150 foot lot is getting assessed.
166,
Mhm.
82.
So I don't think that is quite right. And the treasurer down there brought that up to me and it made sense to me. So that's my problem with it.
Those make sense.
Well, it's not fair to the backlot
Farmers.
people.
Yeah.
Ratio doesn't reflect footage.
You're dividing up 500 feet.
That's all we get to use.
Yeah. Any other comments? Or roll call? Roll call vote then, please.
Robert Crook,
No.
Clifford Tillani,
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah,
Final resolution adopted.
And authorize the chairman to sign.
Hmm?
And authorize the chairman to sign.
And authorize the chairman to sign.
And clerk.
That was a valid point.
Mhm.
You should have brought that up there.
I did.
Got the easy one out of the way.
I did on
On Zoom.
Mhm.
I must have not been zoomed in yet.
They're still on.
Just
still on
Zoom, but you already passed it.
Yeah. Resolutions passed. Adopted. All right. Now, number 2, St. John's Lutheran School Authority. Do you have that?
No, you didn't have anything for that one. It's Robbie and everything.
You want to speak to that?
Yeah.
Please,
St. John's School, I have. has
can you
a
hear him?
Petition the state, they want to allow county to have jurisdiction for permitting inspections at for their town versus utilizing the state has approved it. So we just need the county to accept it. So we can proceed forward with some projects that
Would we would need a resolution for that, right? Do we need a resolution for that?
I don't think so.
Didn't they provide you with one?
they provided me with a letter of their approval, which I sent over to you.
Just a letter.
So I don't think then, if the state approves it, that the county has authority to inspect projects that are being done there, then I just think we need to authorize our building and zoning department to complete those
By
inspections
motion.
by
I
motion.
don't know if you need a resolution.
I wouldn't.
I would imagine the state would have required it.
Right.
We just need a simple motion, but no authorizing.
Authorize Presque County Building and Zoning Office to complete inspections, all required inspections, St. John's schools as per authorized by the state of Michigan.
Second,
Support.
Who got that?
Robin
Winner.
Clicker.
Any discussion?
Like a whisper.
We're gonna see a lot of parochial schools and doing that. Would you roll call vote that, please?
Yeah. Joe Libby.
Yes.
Clifford Tillani.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Britsky.
Motion's carried. Next on the agenda, grievance wage adjustment. You want to explain this now?
You want me to explain it? Yeah.
Let's speak to this.
Yeah, in your packets, you'll have the two people that were brought up in the grievance, or two of the people that were brought up in the grievance. Their paychecks. I guess you were under the assumption that when we got the $2 raise and then the 50-cent raise, that these two people did not get those. you can go through their checks and it'll show the day before the original $2 went in, and then the check that has the $2 and the 50 cents. So they got it twice. So
That was my error.
Understandable. You didn't have this data.
Right.
I guess when we address it in the future, we'll, we'll work on having them print this well for us.
It was just you and me in a room. It was just you and me in a room.
I know. Is there a motion?
Correct it?
Correct this wage.
yeah, I think it was just on one paycheck. So
Which isn't bad, it's only one.
So moved.
I'll support it. But, any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob Britsky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes. Clifford Tellini.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
That takes care of that, and the motion's carried. Is Judge Gilder here? Oh, no. She doesn't, you don't look like Judge Gilder.
Bad glasses.
Meetings, I'm just gonna talk about it. See, had already met with finance regarding the upgrade to the recording equipment. It's for video capability. Oh, sorry. I should take up all of your time, and I know we have a lot going in too, but, so anyways, it's just the video upgrade. We did receive 2 quotes. To upgrade our systems, $14,000. To put in the new system is over $80,000. So of course, the judges prefer the $14,000, so they'd be asking for you to approve that with also using what is already in the budget. We're not asking for any other money, we're just asking to move a line item or to a little bit through on another line.
Be a budget transfer.
Yeah.
So net effect, the overall budget is not an added increase.
No, but we
So-
received.
Go ahead. And so these repairs, you think they're sufficient, though?
I'm sorry, what was that?
You think this upgrade is gonna be sufficient?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and we already have the digital system in place, and this is just upgrading us to video capabilities, so absolutely. And then they're from BIS Digital, they're familiar with us, they run both district and circuit. We're only asking for the circuit for great courtroom right now, because we have that in our budget. But they're familiar with it, and it'll be a great system and a huge asset.
I would make that motion to allow the amendment in their line item to purchase this upgrade.
I'll second.
That's pretty.
Further discussion, should we be putting a dollar value on this not to exceed?
What did you say? It's 14. It's 14,000.
It was, the proposal was in your packet, what they gave us.
$14,575.67.
Yeah, I would add that to my motion.
There you go.
14,000.
And I'll still second.
I knew it was under 15. Yeah, I read it. I met with Judge Gilder in her office and she explained it to me a few days ago.
you do have the line items.
It'll be from the attorney fees from family court budget.
The numbers you need.
I can give you-
Oh, I like to put them in the notes so the treasury has where they're going.
I can give
Very
you the
good.
line.
Okay.
It would be 101-132-806.
Job.
That's where it's going to or coming from.
Coming from that, goes to like an office equipment line item.
Okay, thank you.
The amount is $14,575.67.
Got that.
Let me include that in the motion. Reread it.
If you want, that way we have it, everything we need to get it moved.
I can't read your writing.
101, 132,
Wrong glasses.
106,
Taking 14,750.
14,575
14,575.67
from
from 132,
101.
101, 132, 806.
And then if it could go into the
Office
office
equipment.
equipment.
And
Yeah.
moving it into,
Office equipment, yeah.
There you go.
that's my motion. You should type these out. All right. Any other discussion? Roll call vote and
Robin Hughes,
Yeah.
Robert Britsky,
Yes.
Robert Crook,
Yes.
Clifford Tellini,
yes,
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks. Next on the agenda Accept the VA resignation. We had the Veterans Affairs man resign.
I'll make a motion, we accept his letter of resignation effective 4/22/26.
Second.
Post for someone. Included.
Yes, and post for replacement.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. We'll have to give them, send me a letter and thank them for serious.
Yeah,
Okay, Straits area ride contract.
That's your baby.
Yep, that is due, and they asked that we get, okay, there's a letter of understanding, and then we get, renew our contract.
We are bought with that appropriated.
Mhm.
And their payment is due.
It's just a letter of understanding. Payments, the day invoices.
I don't know.
They wait until we get those renewed.
I don't know what order that will have to go in.
There's no real changes to this. from
No.
what I think.
John Wallace. So.
Yep. But our meeting was canceled for this week. So, and
We need a
Kevin.
motion to enter into this letter of understanding with Straits area ride, so we continue to service in that area. No, about that. Need a motion to enter into that and to allow the.
I like the-
time.
I think the motion that you received this letter, and then we sign our letter of intent to continue our contract with Straits Regional Ride.
Second.
Motion and support. Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Clifford Tolini,
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes. Yes, sorry.
Motion's carried. What's the date today?
23rd.
24th.
Good, Jared.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, number 7, we got bid. We're gonna review this bid language and what he's requesting for the roof bids for the buildings. I've read them over. Does anybody see anything that's missing in these? He just wants to put them out with bids.
This does not mean we're committing to getting this done
No.
at whatever the.
Was it?
We just have a number to
We're
work
trying to
on.
get in that number to decide what it's gonna cost.
They're all in rough shape.
And it's for both
Right.
asphalt shingles and seal.
Seam seal.
Seam seal. Steel. So we can compare them.
I'll make a motion, we authorize this. We've been looking at this a long time.
Support it too. We have a motion and support. Any more discussion? The one on the old building, it's really bad.
Playing in here.
Yeah.
We wanted to address this years ago, but couldn't get to it. All in,
No, I don't think so.
just to.
We're not spending money.
Yeah.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You tell Mike you can get them out.
Yep.
We have a nominee for the EDC. Second,
How do you say that
I
name?
can't see.
Grashola.
How do you? Rochelle
Michael?
Grashola. Mike Grashola.
From Presque.
To the county EDC.
Nominated.
I'll nominate Mike Rashola.
Support.
Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations? Is there any other nominations?
Make a motion, we close nominations and
Yes.
unanimously elect Michael Rashola to the Presque County EDC Board of Directors.
Continue, aye.
Aye.
He's the only guy there.
Yep.
Unanimous vote. Well, we need 4 more.
Yeah, we're looking.
Thank you. For finding it.
I've got 2.
STR application.
That's you.
My turn.
Oh, your turn?
No, find somebody for the eighties. Rob,
Yes, sir.
STR application.
Pretty simplified, I think, but I think it has all the appropriate information requested on it. I think, at this time, anything left to do is for the board to discuss and decide.
Cause the ordinance will take effect
May 15th.
May 15th. And probably gonna wanna start lining people up. The only thing I got. I mean, I read through it and starts.
Of the draft letter with a copy of the application to all of the short-term rentals that we've located that we have owner information.
I've been contacted since the public hearing a couple times. I think a lot of us have.
We've had several people already show up at the clerk's office looking for application. Well,
Biggest, the only issue on the application I got is the $300 fee. Presque at $500.
Well, not,
We looked up some averages. The state of Michigan, it averaged around 385, but the high end was
Norton Shores.
like $2,500 a year.
Yeah.
I personally think it should be at least congruent with what's going on in the area.
well, and I'm respectfully disagreeing the fact that coming from 0 to 300 would be a big jump first year. It'd allow us to assess, the success of this program and then we can calculate costs after 1 year and review that number. We're not looking to make money doing this. We're
That's
looking to keep our
understood, but-
people safe.
That's understood. I'm just going off what the revenue they're generating off it. I mean,
Right.
It's very insignificant. They're gonna have to do an inspection
And that's another $50.
that we're gonna have to pay him to do the inspection, but
Is that gonna be time consuming for you?
Initially, yeah. Especially since it's gonna go into effect right in the middle of the busy season.
But you have some plans for that.
Yeah, we got.
we talked about
Yeah.
how to work it.
And the $50 inspection fees on top of this,
No, that's calculated in.
it's built into that.
That's one of the
The
reasons why.
processing time, the paperwork in the office, it's fairly about the same as what any other permit would be. And then overhead costs are minimal because really it's an email, going out for the most part.
But the girls in the office will still be dealing with
Yeah,
it.
they'll still be collecting the application, the process, and
Be able to pay online.
be able to pay online, and we're getting that set up.
It's actually even less than most of the permits in the office.
Yeah.
So that's why, another reason why I don't think that $300 a year is enough money.
And Joe, this ordinance helps you, right? So it's pretty important that we get it up and running.
Approve the short-term rental application is presented.
I'll second.
The motion and support. Approve the short-term rental as presented. In a fee of $300 per year. And an inspection fee to come out of that of $50. So it'd be $250 to the county. Roll call vote. Any discussion, any other discussion?
I think it should be more, but
I'm just gonna vote.
We can look at it next year.
All right, Joe Libby.
Yeah.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Crook,
no.
Clifford Tellini,
No,
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
motion's carried.
Get you guys in trouble over there because you're charging 500 now. Throw you under the bus, buddy.
I'll tell you something later.
Next on the agenda is GFL, Chris Gee.
He's a busy guy.
Wants to speak to the problem with the flooding.
So bear with me, but with the recent events lately with the flood and storm damage, being a resident of the community, I mean.
Can't hear him,
I,
not you.
yeah, as a resident of the community, I see by driving around the challenges that not only the residents are gonna face, but the county themselves are gonna face. We've been getting a lot of phone calls this week regarding our capabilities and what we're able to do to assist with cleanup. So I seen that there was a board meeting this morning, so I figured it would be beneficial to stop by and answer any questions if there is any on what we can do, what our capabilities are, and any assistance that we can provide county. So like I said, short and sweet, I wasn't really planning on speaking, but like I said, if there's anything, questions you guys have or anything that you need assistance with, let me know. I know Cliff's got my direct number, so does Joe, so you guys can reach out to me at any time. We can work to help you work out this situation any way we can.
But it hasn't, the storm and flood and our Elk Run landfill has not, the storm hasn't hindered your ability to continue to take trash
Oh, no.
as presented.
No.
That needs to be put out there. That,
Yep, no, we've never missed a beat. We're full operational. Everything's in good shape.
Can you speak to the problem with, when FEMA is involved? If FEMA gets involved, we don't know if they're gonna, we got a 33 county declaration, but we don't know if that's a.
Yeah, I'm not real versed on FEMA.
Well, just how it is.
I got plans on speaking in the.
Yeah.
So like I said, my main objective was stopping by was because of our phone calls we're getting. And like I said, I don't think anybody really knows the full capabilities of what we can offer. So if there's any questions on what we do offer and what our availabilities are, feel free to ask anytime. Our inventory of containers is diminishing by the minute. So like I said, you gotta bear with us a little bit. We're working on get better suited up for this cleanup. We're gonna be bringing containers from other divisions, possibly other drivers, other trucks. So we can further assist, but I know the challenges that we're gonna be facing coming soon. We're just getting started and it's rapidly picking up.
gonna be a month.
Yeah, so like I said, I'll make it short and sweet, but like I said, if you have any questions for me, let me know, or if you want to ask them now, I'm here.
I just got one other question, but it's not pertaining to that. It's on recycling. We're gonna have to do something about some of the lids on the containers.
Okay. Yeah,
If we have to put new lids on them or.
what I'll do is I'll have the driver this week, we're done running, but next
Survey.
week I'll have them do a kind of evaluation of the containers as they're going around. It's easy for us to place an order. All parts, everything is slow right now, so it'll be a couple weeks, but we can get them.
And are we due to go to every week pickup now?
Typically, yes, normally it's before June, so.
And
Be
what
twice
we
a
talked
week.
about last year,
Yeah,
instead of waiting till Memorial Day, it started about May 1st. So
yep, like I said, whenever you guys are ready, just let us know.
I think it's now.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Think
this
so,
year it's
too.
gonna be a little hefty,
Cause they've already called twice there.
a little damage.
So yeah, whenever you guys wanna go.
Get
let
it
us know.
done.
You wanna start now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Okay, next week?
Next week.
Okay, not a problem. I'll have Hannah work on that today.
all right. Thanks.
Anything else?
To go.
Yeah, Reed?
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for showing up too. Next, committee reports.
Public Health and Safety met last Tuesday. Robin was here, I wasn't here at the time, but Sheriff Joe always has a written report. Item one, getting a quote for jail camera system from Alpena Company. They did a walkthrough last week. Jail system outdated, not supported anymore. Secondly, only 15 in jail today. Court today with few sentencings. Number three, took a tremendous number of 9/11 emergency calls for the flooding and roads that are out. Last week was telecommunications week also, so it was kind of fitting to get all those phone calls on telecommunications week. Number four, looking at going back to Sheboygan Animal Shelter versus Atlanta. And I talked to the sheriff about that. It's just much more convenient, better service in Sheboygan. I think this commission agreed to have it go to Atlanta for financial purposes, but it's better off, according to the sheriff, it's back in Sheboygan as opposed to Atlanta. But there was a vicious dog attack in Ottawa, and Sheriff Joe, I think maybe you could update the board on that attack
Are you-
better
you're
than
gonna-
I could.
Are you gonna
You
give
would.
your report and other, he's gonna do it then,
Okay,
when we get to other,
Coming up.
government officials.
and lastly, should have one of the new cars on the road within the week. Second one will be following, and that was a report from Sheriff Joe.
Any other communities?
Building and Grounds met this week and, the airport is, waiting on tech to get to having him hooked up with his Wi-Fi and some other issues. And I said, there's a long list of things that Mr. Bark is, and his company is dealing with. And he goes, I understand. I just wanted to make sure that I'm still on the list. So
And
that-
crack ceiling.
crack ceiling,
Um,
authorized him to, bring in Sarah as temporary help because it needs to be surveyed. And he has other repairs being done, so Sarah
Crack ceiling, where?
at the airport. Gonna wheel it, cause he's gotta get it all done by April 15th and applied for,
yeah, for his grant.
where they
What are
apply
you
for
talking about on the hangar, on the building?
the
No,
runway,
this is the runway.
Oh, crack ceiling.
Yeah.
crack ceiling,
Yeah, it's
He
getting
does
rough.
that every year.
yeah. And with the late spring, he's gotta go inventory it and
He gets like 25 grand.
up to, yeah. And he says he shouldn't have any trouble selling that, but he needs to have it mapped. I said, if you need her for a day, call her in.
Yeah, Sarah from Akiat.
Mhm.
To help.
Yeah. So, and it's going well. He said planes are up. Had a little trouble with the door at the new hangar. Seems to have that worked out and a backup part already. Thinks the frost got it.
Capacitor.
Yeah.
Out of adjustment.
Capacitor.
Capacitor for the motor, start
Oh.
capacitor. The
Or
open.
did it burn them all? They're up.
No,
Nothing real expensive.
capacitors aren't too expensive.
Right.
96 flights.
That-
Our usage over the season.
So far,
Well, that was for the winter, I guess.
Yeah.
fall in. Is that from fall?
And which is up more than normal. And seasonal people are coming around.
Did he say anything about how many planes he's got in there? Did he ever get the other 2 planes?
He's got one more in
To
and
get the
waiting
extra
to,
money grant, this whole thing's
he thinks it'll happen this year. So
this year,
qualify for. That means it'll be next year before we see the first,
150,000,
I think 250, isn't it? 150?
150.
On top of what his federal funding comes to.
It was supposed to be an extra 150.
Yeah. But that's it for building and grounds. Mike Tuck, business as normal, cleanup going on.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
Is there
asking for a
any-
quote on the roofs.
Yep, and we got that.
So it's
done today.
approved, so that's done.
Did you have any personnel meetings this week?
No,
No, and then the other thing that I think goes to building and grounds is had a meeting with Sheriff Brubaker. And then subsequently with Mr. Art Ross, IT for the Sheriff's Department, IT phones for the Sheriff's Department, and Mr. Bark, who will comment when it's his turn, about the ongoing issues with 1010 Technologies and their phone system that we lease from them and the tech support. For over a year, the Sheriff's Department's had the same issue. And as they been unable to solve it, anything more than maybe a 30-day fix, if that. And then every time we call back in, we get charged again for the phone call. And then they work on it and we get charged for that time. Then they call in and we get charged for the phone call. I'd like to point out to claims audit and to finance that all charges above and beyond our monthly cost to lease the system be reviewed very heavily and have those personally approved by the Sheriff's Department and or Renee. So to make sure that, and that was, I had a call with 1010's general manager. And I started the phone call with, just so we're clear, this is Joe for Presque County, I'm aware. And I said, as building and grounds, the phone department fits within my purveyance and I will not be charged for this phone call. And his response was, and I quote, it depends what you want to talk about. So then discussion was had with Renee, the Sheriff's Department, and everybody else here that's dealt with them in the past. We get charged for every phone call, even if the problem was at their end and they can't fix it. So then I had a subsequent meeting with, and please quote me on that in the paper. Then I had a subsequent meeting with Mr. Bark and Art Ross, and in the previous discussion they had with 10-10. They said, let me know if you find a solution to this problem, because we have another county that has the same problems. So we've been paying them to fix it for over a year.
Right.
They don't have a solution for it, but we keep paying them to talk about it.
What we're gonna do, what we need to do is we need to go in a different direction with our own phone systems.
Correct.
Yes.
This was brought up. This was ushered in previous board in Anne Marie, and they're charging us for everything, everything. And it has to end. So the faster we can move to that, the better off we'll be, our own system.
Then we had, as the way we closed the meeting with Jason, myself and Art Ross was, please bring forth rough numbers so we can authorize you to move forward with transitioning away from 10-10 and the lease system. There'll be some upfront costs. We know that, but our monthly fees will go down dramatically, and tech support that we've already paying to have should lower our monthly bill by significant dollars. And I'll let Jason talk about that when we get there.
You spent tens of thousands of dollars with 10-10
For a year.
every year. I mean, it was,
Every year.
for a while there, it was 15 grand a month.
Mhm.
So could Renee show up at our next finance so we can highlight these? Okay,
And I'll be gone.
Yeah, I'll be subbing in for next finance meeting.
good. Renee will be there then too. Any other,
Joe, didn't you want to, you recommended that we bring some of the meetings back together into the larger group? Yeah, please.
So in years past, all the commissioners, they went, got all around the board, when we had that meeting like we have on Tuesdays, all of us used to be together at the same time. The problem with the way we're doing it right now is we're not sharing information no more, and we're not understanding like what Mike's doing, what I'm doing, what the lighthouse is doing, what the airport's doing. We all used to hear each other's report, and it helped us keep communication gaps open. The way we're doing it now, I'm so spread out, one group individual at a time, we've lost that capability. And I would suggest you bring it back together at one time. We used to come in at 8:30, I would go, then Mike would go, then the airport would go, and then we'd be done in an hour or so like that. Emergency services was there in the past. We all got at one time. Eric from Lighthouse was there. We all shared information, asked questions each other, what's going on in the county.
so this is talking about structure and grounds.
Yeah,
Building and grounds and public safety.
They used
we used to do that.
They used to be combined.
They like it better that way.
And unless there's a reason it can't be, I would recommend the road commission, one person from the road commission as well.
Oh, great.
My concern is, are we in violation of the Open Meetings Act if all of us are showing up?
No, we'd have to whittle that down
Yeah,
to,
it'd have to be realigned.
yeah, and committee
It was
assignments.
the same two commissioners did them all.
Right.
It was just two commissioners did them all, so the past Mike and John was on it, and then they just handled it.
Right now,
There was a backup in case.
Rob and I are, building and grounds.
Our public safety,
And your
that's
public
three of
safety.
us right there.
And then public safety. I
Right.
was-
That's why they were separated.
Mhm.
That's why they weren't done together, because
Correct.
there was a problem with the quorum.
Well, you'd have to pick two of us to represent both, and the other two would lose a committee assignment. Just saying.
Someone would have to go off if you're trying to throw the road commission into the mix, because that's my representation.
Right. I don't know if I'd throw a road commission in there. It's a whole separate entity.
Well, there's definitely communication between dispatch and them that's important, during storms and so.
I understand.
Coming from my aspect.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if the road commission would have.
Take it under advisement,
Yeah.
put it on as old business next meeting.
Yeah, we'll discuss it at the next meeting.
I'll make a motion, we table that discussion and add
You
it
don't have to motion
unfinished.
table, we'll just table it till the next meeting.
Seniors. The seniors are starting, it's gonna be like a fundraiser. They're gonna sell merchandise with the,
What's that?
that's, the painting on the side of the building. They're doing variations of that. They'll be selling like, sweatshirts and t-shirts and maybe coffee mugs and stuff like that.
Fundraiser.
So that's what they're up to.
That's it? Your seniors,
That's it.
special appointment committee reports.
I have a short report on the Akiak Outdoor Center. I met with a small group of the Friends our manager, Mike Tuck. And, I've since had two discussions with the MEDC, Michigan Economic Development Corporation, and their ability to support such an entity in forms of infrastructure and or projects. There was a discussion that was had with our Building and Grounds Committee, Mr. Crook and myself, regarding the needs, not the wants. This thing needs to be updated in a lot of ways. And the weather's now broke. We said when the weather breaks, we're gonna organize a meeting with ourselves, a few contractors, because in order to go out and look for money, you need to know how much money to look for. To get some rough estimates, and I have 3 contractors that have agreed to go with us. Excavating, building construction, concrete flat work, and probably electrical, but I don't have that one lined up yet. But
Do you have a list? Did you guys make a list?
we just, people we knew,
I don't know, I mean, a list of
things to work on.
things
Of
to
wants
address.
and needs.
Yeah, that could be the first thing you guys. probably
Yeah.
do.
We'll do that when we
Prioritize.
walk through.
Mhm.
Last year when we walked it, we had a rough list.
We got a good idea
How's
from
the
last year.
roofs?
The roofs are in pretty good shape. Most of them are metal roofs and been replaced. The log cabin.
Log
needs-
cabin needs help.
Electrical sketchy, right?
Electrical sketchy, no heating and cooling. The siding is asbestos-based siding that needs to be removed and replaced. And, it keeps breaking off and falling into the grass and getting mowed. So, there's other issues, non-compliant sidewalks that are heaving, those kinds of things could be cleaned up really nicely. And according to, I just lost his name at the MEDC, he's our regional director, he said, while we'll be able to do some things, this will be a conglomerate of everybody coming together to hopefully make this a warming shelter and or temporary emergency shelter, to use as educational, to use as commercial, because we rent it for weddings and class reunions and things. And with the MEDC, it's about job creation and creation of tourist and the growth of the tourist industry in your area. They fund lighthouses, for instance. But and there may be some avenues that we haven't looked at or have been looked at in the past.
How about some emergency grants?
Yeah, and that's a very good possibility is if FEMA sees what's going on here the last year or two, maybe we can get permanent power
Well, I
out
mean,
there, or backup power.
if it's gonna be used as a warming shelter. One of the warming shelters.
Right, and there's 96 beds there, so
Could end up with a generator system.
yeah, you'll need a generator system that'll also operate heating and
Mini
cooling.
splits for heat.
Mini splits for heat and cooling. And the dark sky thing is going much bigger than it was last year, so that's a wonderful thing. But in doing so, that meeting is going to start with a Zoom meeting of other representatives that can bring other pots into this discussion. And then we're going to invite them to a walkthrough with us, along with contractors and things. And you got to show them what's
Yeah,
ugly
yeah.
if you want it fixed.
Good idea.
So I'm working on that. I've had 4 phone calls in the last week and 2 meetings, private meetings, talking with people that I've worked on in the past. So I think we need to find a lot of money. So,
Big grants.
yeah. And it might come as 4 or 5 small ones.
You could easily drop $500,000 in that.
Keep going.
I'm just to do a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about everything.
And I think it could be a wonderful, and it is a wonderful asset, but I think it could be so much more. And
It is a good asset.
yes,
I mean,
so. But
Just need some
Do we have a?
TLC.
yes, we have access to it.
Okay, because we need to use them a whole lot more. There are a lot of grants out there. We need to be applying for as many grants as we possibly can, because I think that we qualify for a lot of grants that we don't apply for.
Right.
We need to apply for them.
bottom line is you don't have an administrator that does this.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I
And
said.
clerks
do
don't
we
do 'em.
have- Yeah, do we have a grant writer?
That's my comment to my special appointment committee and my commissioner comment all in one.
Yeah. We need to just start slamming as many as we can.
As long as they don't bring us more legacy costs.
gotta find a good
Yeah.
one though.
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, I look out there all the time.
And you
for
could hire a
grants.
grant
They're out
writer
there.
too,
There's tons
even
of
if you can't
grants.
find an administrator, you know,
And then COG will provide them for you.
right? We did it at the township level all the time. Any other committees reports?
That would. I was at a HUD meeting last week. The good news is fentanyl cases are down. The methamphetamine cases are up.
Cocaine still up?
Huh?
Cocaine still up?
Meth is a
It-
problem.
Just rides and there's volumes in there. Yeah, but at one time, the fentanyl cases were really high, but as we secure borders and stuff, it's going down.
Is Hunt at these meetings, have they ever come out and give you their report on how much success they're having? The Hunt in general, you can talk to it,
Yeah.
Bill will talk. Said,
Yeah.
that, you wanna do it? All right,
Yeah, they give their annual report in May, right?
Yeah.
It was coming, okay.
Yep, okay, end of May.
all right. Anything else? Commissioner comment? Nothing. Other government officials. We'll start with Val.
She went first.
You
Okay,
did a wonderful job.
You're up
Can I go
first.
next? I have 11 o'clock with
Sure.
State Police.
You've never kept it under 7 minutes. I didn't
I didn't know. that
you
it
got
was gonna
11
take so
o'clock,
long
you
this
you
morning.
better get going.
Ready, set, go.
All right, busy month. Food bank grant money's been all distributed except to the Posen Church, which I've never experienced such a amazingly hard time to give somebody $3,500. I've had so many calls, so many, anyway. Generator grant from MEDC last year, waiting on one. Serial number. I had to recontact all 40 entities in business or seasonal businesses, not in the state. And then on to the flood. So, starting with the flood, obviously for emergency management is life and safety. So that was getting a shelter open, 24-hour shelter open for 4 nights. Food, water, getting those press release out, code reds out, so on, so people were aware. So that was the first busy part. Besides, in some areas of Black Lake, we're beyond that life endangerment, life and safety area. So now we're on damage assessment and recovery. So still passing out bottled water. I brought back over a pallet the other day. From over in Onaway where they dropped it off, they contacted me and wanted to know how many cases I wanted. So muck kits, which 5-gallon pails full of all sorts of stuff. Went through 75 so far, should be getting many more today, plus some other items that can be passed out. Encouraging self-assessments. Renee's been huge. Being I don't have a Facebook page, which we will have to dive into at some point because I need that. Been huge on social media for me. Anything I send her press release request, she does. And so now I'm at door-to-door assessment. So these self-surveys give me a map with little red dots, shows me areas that have flooding. So it's important to fill those out. The homeowners can also upload photos to that. I see where I need to go. We got the up behind Chi-Chi's done yesterday morning, except for 2 houses that we went back to twice. Once in the morning and once at about 7 last night. And couldn't get to those, but almost done here. Spent the rest of the day down at Grand Lake. It's a lot, lots of cottages, so a lot of people you don't get to be in touch with. Neighbors have been mostly friendly, obviously a lot of heated feelings inside. Tempers, so on. Brenda from Michigan State Police, she works out of Sheboygan. She's in the detective branch. She and I ride together. Lieutenant DeCastro said he didn't want anybody out by themselves. It's a 2-group deal and he prefers a law officer with them. Talked to Joe about it. He said he could help as well. Talked to Jamie. He can help as well.
Have you been out to Black Lake?
No, too early. And we don't wear boots. if it's wet and watery, that's not what we're
They're-
supposed to do.
They're far cry from recovery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be
Not even accessible most.
at 2 inches a day is, you know, basically what that lake's going down, and it's 60 inches high. So we're a bit off. I mean, we'll be there before 30 days, of course, but to get it back to lake level.
The ice.
So door-to-door assessment with Brenda up from Michigan State Police. So debris management, which, you know, Chris spoke earlier. So in regard to dumpsters, yes, FEMA has some guidelines that we have to follow. Fenced in or camera. So or just manned. Dropped off, manned while the dumpsters are available, and then taken away at the end of that shift. They leave. So nobody, Presque Township Hall is camera. So that could be. Chris said that, and I need to check.
Alice Township's cameras. I think they all got.
That we may be able to use Alice Township as
Craig
well.
House got cameras.
So we'll to be determined on location, but it needs to happen sooner than later. You know, yesterday, doing much of Grand Lake, there's already a lot of people with carpet out in their yards. I mean, they're moving because it's gonna mold. You know, so they gotta move.
My question is FEMA moving?
Yeah,
FEMA's not gonna do anything until the governor turns in, until we reach that amount of money for the state. And it's actually 40 counties that under emergency are all grouped in this one. Yeah, so it's gonna be billions of dollars. So it's gonna far exceed the FEMA's monetary guidelines. That doesn't mean we're getting money. I'm not standing here and saying that. I'm just saying that it appears it will go on to FEMA. I mean, it's gonna exceed those monetary guidelines. And then the debris has to be measured. So in the past, I talked to Sheboygan EM during the ice storm. They dumped it all. It couldn't be crushed. It couldn't be ground. It couldn't be anything. Then they came out and measured it. After talking to Chris, using 40-yard dumpsters, we're basically measuring it. You know, we keep a count of numbers of debris, of metal, and because it does have to be separated. Appliances, metal has to go in one, so on and so forth. So we will be following, it appears, the guidelines for measuring, being that it's not just thrown on trailers and drove in. Then Chris would have to actually store it and measure it and then bury it. So after talking with Dean Tebow, the North Alice supervisor, he and I have had multiple talks in depth. The plan that we came up with was heavily posting days when these garbage pickups would happen. It would be from noon until 8 at night. So GFL would drop off a dumpster at noon, or 4 dumpsters, and we would have a volunteer manning these dumpsters. People would be bringing it. Has to be flood related. It can't be a pallet of tires. It's not a Presque County Township or county cleanup day. It's flood victims. So that's why we'd be manned.
Has to be police.
Yeah, and so we came up with for one, there's nowhere over in that area that's going to be fenced in. So we came up with the county boat launch, and then at the end of County Road.
County Line Road?
County Line Road. Officer Tebow felt that we would have room for 4 dumpsters at each.
At the very end, right at the lake.
Yeah, yep, right at the end. That's
How big are the dumps?
40 yards, the biggest that they have. Yep. We'd also be doing the same event either at the Craco Township or at the recycling there or Presque. So it'd be a very similar deal. I've spoken with every township supervisor in the last couple days, just seeing what they have report to me. Presque is very easy to deal with. He's happy to do anything he can. So, and then if there was another need the following week, we would do it again 1 week later.
Are you able to support that all in one? the way it was described, are you able to support that hauling wise?
Yeah, as long as it's one location at a time, we wouldn't be able to do.
I wonder if Northcott Excavating would let you put dumpsters right there. It's all gravel and he's got a whole pit right there. Rob
Gates.
Northcott.
It's got gates.
Yeah,
It's gotta be.
that's just what the supervisor from that township, you know, what Lieutenant Keegan
I know
said,
T,
that's what.
pretty good, but. I mean. it's
So
worth
volunteers to
something.
monitor it, GFL would remove those, they're going hugely out of their way to help our county, GFLs. They're going above and beyond. When Chris gave me the quote for these dumpsters, I was very pleased, so, $700 for a 40-yard dumpster. The normal price is $1,100 for that same 40-yard dumpster. And there's extra hauling gonna be involved that they're gonna be helping with. We're gonna have to be going to, up to, Sheboygan to the scrapyard up there to get rid of the metal and so on. So
Why
there,
don't you take the metal right to Onaway to Krog Salvage,
We can do that, typically we use.
drive all the way to Sheboygan.
Our trucks are going back there anyway.
that's where they're based
Yeah,
out, so.
Depending on where we're picking them up at, the trucks.
All
Gonna
right.
end up back at Sheboygan, Claims is 2 blocks away, so.
Gotcha.
So, if this is something we could do, like I said, it's gonna be manned by volunteers at these locations, so I would suggest, and I've talked to Joe about this. That when possible, the sheriff's department does a drive-by, pull in, stop, talk to the volunteers, how are things going, just to show a presence on and off throughout the day. I'm not saying that somebody's gotta be there all day, but people's tempers are extremely hot. I can guarantee you that. I mean, my phone rings off the hook of people yelling at me, wanting to know why I've not truly been to their house to help them. I mean, it's a little
Unreasonable?
I'm working with the city as well about getting some dumpsters up at Evergreen. And it might not even be a dumpster, it might be their flatbed and then just hauled to the transfer and so on. So I am requesting today that commissioners make a motion to approve up to $25,000, which would be up to 35 40-yard dumpsters. That would be for countywide. And that they would be coming from GFL for the debris management related to the widespread flooding across the county, with hopes of reimbursement from federal funding, which we know this could take some time. But these people are gonna go wild if we don't help them out. I can promise you that.
What about the state? We're talking about FEMA. What about the-
If it doesn't go to FEMA, then we'd be looking for state.
Why
reimbursement.
not ask the state right now?
I mean, I
Let them deal with FEMA getting reimbursed.
Well, I think it's gonna be just like the road commission is gonna be dealing with this, with FEMA on this, just like we did after the ice storm. I mean, it's just gonna be, it's gonna go beyond the state level with
know,
the amount of
Saying the
money.
state should have some funding though.
It's
$85 billion
said
budget.
He's taken to the TV and telling everybody we're here to help everybody.
Who?
Our governor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know that aspect of it. All I know is what, Lieutenant DeCastro, District 7 Emergency Management for Michigan State Police is training me. I mean, there's not a handbook with this job, obviously, so I go off of what he says. We gotta do everything to get it in. Yeah,
You're talking about 4 sites,
we're talking about 3 sites.
3
2
sites.
different ones at Black Lake and 1 at the Grand Lake, Long Lake area.
So at those 3 sites, you're talking about, well, the numbers come out to 35 40-yard dumpsters. You're 25,000.
Yeah, the number is 35.
Yeah, 35 40-yard dumpsters.
That's 10 at each site.
That's basically 10, 11 at each site.
I got a feeling that we will go through more in the Black Lake area than we will at the Long Lake, even though there's plenty of flooding in Grand and Long Lake. I got a feeling we'll probably be going through more. I mean, these are not gonna be open for contractors to be bringing up dump truck. I mean, this is gonna be homeowners bringing in their stuff on their own trailers or pickups, couches, mattresses. If we don't do something, this will all be in our woods.
And you think you put 4 per site? You,
Depending on what's accessible, they're pretty large dumpsters, so
Yeah.
we can fit 4, we can.
You don't get a whole lot in 40 yards.
Don't take a lot of couches to fill a 40-yarder.
That they could end up being $250,000 to get rid of all this stuff.
No, I'm saying that we cap it up to $25,000, which would pay up to 35 total dumpsters. So if it took 10 at each location, that would be, you know, we would come in under, we'd be at 21,000, 7 times.
And so we're clear, at this point, there's no sure prospect for reimbursement of this money, just so you know.
Correct, same as road commission, same as anything else that's gonna be dealing with this storm.
No guarantee, nothing.
Mhm.
Even if FEMA does come through, look what they did. They factored us at 50%. That took half the stuff out that we didn't qualify, and we ended up not even getting the money.
And the homeowners got more than government's entities got.
When you write it in there, you just gotta make it so it's acceptable.
They burned through that 25 in a nano.
Free dumping.
You think you're gonna go, you think we're gonna go over 35
Oh, God, yes.
dumpsters?
As soon
I
as-
mean, a lot of people are already taking care of their own products, I can tell you that.
Mhm.
They're doing their best, but
Some don't have access to.
when
their
you
own.
got 75-year-old people calling you and literally screaming at you for 15 minutes, wanting to know why you didn't help them with sandbags, why I haven't been to see what their needs are. And why they have not been contacted, and I ask them, well, are you following any Facebook sites? Are you following Code Red? You know, so I mean, the people with abilities are already taking care of much of their debris, but there's a lot of families in this community, in this county, that will not be able to do so. And they're under the gun with black mold. I mean, it's just gonna keep snowballing the amount of issues if these saturated items don't get out of their house.
Well, as far as Black Lake, it's gonna be a while before they start taking stuff out of their house.
Yes, yep, that's why we
I
would
mean,
be,
there's 12-foot ice jams up against the lake.
yep, and that's why we'd be starting down in the Presque Township area, Presque Township area.
On Grand Lake. Are the people taking care of their own stuff?
Some are, I mean, the
Some
one
haven't
thing,
even been to their cottages yet. They don't even know.
Some of them are in their summer homes.
this is truly going to take months for me to finish this door-to-door assessment, because honest to God, it's probably 65%, 70% of the people on Grand Lake. I did just get 30 pages of year-round residents from the secretary down there at the Presque Township Hall.
Still full.
I mean, it's.
That was this morning on the way.
Oh,
here.
she's right at the top.
She's over it.
But when you talk to these homeowners on Grand Lake, I mean, the one family yesterday, I mean, they're in their 70s, they have a 3,000 square foot finished basement that had 4 inches of water through the whole thing. I mean, so yeah,
They have a 3,000 square foot basement.
yeah. And it's drywall finished, rooms, bedroom, I mean,
I went and done.
4 inches through the entire thing. And they've had Serpro come in, but the wife was down there cutting and pulling drywall. I mean, they're not gonna have insurance funding. The majority of these people are not gonna get any insurance benefits. So,
It's because they can't get flood insurance.
no.
You
And
can't,
that's
but it's
something that
really, really, really expensive.
that's probably something that
Unless
we're
you've
gonna-
had it in your policy before, though. And
Yeah,
they
they did.
cancel it.
that might be something that we can look into at a later date when this is done.
No, that's the homeowner that has.
Mm-hmm.
us.
We can look, yeah, I found some other information on that, but we can, yeah, that's nothing for today. So, yeah, I mean, these people, they're having a huge hit. Some of those people on Grand Lakes, homes are gonna be gone. I mean, they will be torn down.
Well,
So
just hope that-
I'm asking if you guys
And it won't be
could
rebuilt.
set some money aside for that.
We fucking have before.
Yeah.
I think we should.
Are they ahead of it? I mean, they haven't even started yet, have they?
Some are.
Oh, yeah.
Grand Lake, Long Lake, people are well underway
Yeah.
getting their stuff removed out of their homes.
I didn't know Long Lake flooded that much.
Schubert Highway or,
So,
They had
yeah.
it on the news. Yeah.
so we don't control, a dam over there, so how did they flood? I thought only the flood could happen, not Grand Lake, because.
I don't know
control.
the answer to that, but
Super.
Yeah, I heard Schubert was wet.
What do you wanna do?
I don't know if it's the right time to do it, if enough people are doing it. I mean, you're gonna, once you start, you're gonna have to.
Where's
keep
the money
doing
gonna come from?
it.
Yeah,
That's just it.
I still say you need to go on the state websites and see what's out there.
well, I'm putting in 12-hour days going door to door. If somebody wants to help me with that, I would love that help.
I'll go out there.
That would
and
be,
look
I
at it.
would
I
love
know-
that help.
I don't know if she was able to see our roads or not, but I know last week our governor was here.
I've uploaded-
In there, and I know that she was
I can tell you, I
in
can see.
Sheboygan,
Those
so I'm hoping.
people built
that
up
she
the lake.
was able to
Mhm.
see our roads. that-
Same thing's gonna happen in Hawks.
I have went and photographed every single one of the damages to the roads. Those have all been uploaded to my Sims. It's all at the state level.
Everything.
They're aware of all of that.
Road commission put out ice damage, that affected everybody.
Oh,
Everybody.
That would be awesome. I would
Equal.
appreciate that like crazy.
Some had more damage than others.
That would be awesome.
Let me see, I'll get.
That's one that goes back to the special assessment district for water levels. Please help me take care of my lakefront home.
Yeah, if they,
I'd be happy to do it if there was some chance of reimbursement, even to a 75% level. But
that's what it would be.
50.
Mhm.
My concern is once you start, then it's
Yeah.
gonna be 100,000, 150,000, 200,000.
Aren't there different rules
The state's
that you
giving
have to
nothing.
deal with for a household?
Once you start, you
goods?
can't stop it.
I think that's another can of
You,
worms.
you mean like hazardous waste? We're just not taking, they're gonna have to deal with that on a county hazardous waste day. We
Hazardous
would not,
waste, that's gotta go to a special.
yeah,
landfill.
that's nothing we would be
And,
taking.
You're talking.
refrigerators,
$100
can't
a
take
yard.
All appliances have to go into one dumpster, and I'll be speaking with the scrapyard and see if they're gonna be willing to be able to take care of the Freon
yeah,
situation.
they won't take ones with refrigerant in them unless they've been reclaimed.
Right, I'm gonna work on that, yes.
That means you gotta pay somebody to reclaim all of them.
I'm not gonna assume that at this point.
No,
We're gonna
that's what you gotta do. I've got a refrigerant handler's license,
right,
and that's what you have to do.
they may as well at the scrapyard.
No,
So
no, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
No, they'll turn you out.
Well, Chris and I are gonna work through those, Chris and I are gonna work through any of those hurdles. We've already discussed this. I will talk to the scrapyard and make sure that that's a possibility for them.
They're sitting right there.
I'm gonna talk to the scrapyard, I'm saying, and see if it's a possibility for them.
Haven't you ever scrapped anything?
Not really.
They'll
not that
they'll
much
send
of
you
the
the other way right now with a refrigerator. I mean, I'm just warning you, don't waste your time on that, because that's how it,
Yeah, the state watches them.
yeah, that's,
Pull their
that's,
license.
they're pretty stringent on that one.
Well,
I think we're early into this. Table at the next meeting and ask.
I would like to have the dumpsters down to Grand Lake this week coming up.
Hmm.
The
right.
water is receding, they're ready to go.
What's the level at, Bob?
Pardon me?
On my way here, I judge our parking lot that Woody's uses. That's still full of water. It
Yeah, I
doesn't look
went
like
by
it's run
last
down
night.
much.
With the wind, it was pushing water
Yeah,
towards the dam, so
right.
it was a little hard to get a steady level.
Yeah, this
But
morning it
looked
looked
to
like
me
dirt.
like it's coming down an inch or two a day.
Still, there's a lot to go.
That's
There's still a lot there.
How much over normal are we, you know?
Dave thinks it's 20 inches.
I've been in contact with Dave. I stopped at his house yesterday to do an assessment at his home. We talked about it as well then.
So that's,
He reported the same, a
So
little
that's-
over an inch.
that's
throughout
10
the
days
day.
with no rain, but it's supposed to rain today.
Yeah,
I was gonna
I
say.
think we're getting ahead of it on the cleanup.
I'm not saying that every house is gonna be out of water on Grand Lake immediately, but this is gonna be a process.
I know, it's a process, and then the next wave, and then the next wave.
Well,
You know
what it's
got-
gonna be is, we have a budget that we're gonna be working under. If you guys were to approve the 25,000, that's gonna be the 30 dumpsters. Once the 30 dumpsters are full, we're done.
Yeah, but we don't know where that money's. We gotta rob from Peter to pay Paul. That's the problem.
Yeah, I did not realize that the county didn't have some type of emergency fund. I mean, I don't know how the road commission
Well,
does it with how they come up
can't-
with all the extra funding.
Here's
can't
how
put
they
the
do
truck-
it. They don't buy a truck, then they need to spend $500,000.
Okay.
They cancel buying the truck and then they spend the $500,000.
Yeah,
Which is kind of ironic because they just approved us to purchase another truck because they got the FEMA money from the last storm and now they're dealing with this.
right. And like I said, we know that the FEMA money could, if that is approved by the president, that could take,
A year.
it could take up to a year to get. We know that. That's something that we have to keep in mind and
And we should just
One thing I
table
had
it
add
till
in that
next week,
regard,
next
from a
meeting.
road commission perspective, when the FEMA inspectors were here last year, they wanted to see damage to homes. Show us damage to homes. Well, we had a lot of trees, a lot of limbs, you know, and a lot of impact on,
They're not,
on wires and power poles. But we had very little damage to homes, other than maybe an electrical mast being pulled off the back of the house. So this time, we can clearly show them damage to homes. So from the road commission's perspective, we're at least as likely this time to get FEMA support as we were last time, maybe a little bit more likely.
and that's what I'm hearing from
How long
Lieutenant
did it take you?
DeCastro as well.
How long did it take you to get,
We filed the paperwork in the fall of last year,
about a year.
and
almost.
we got the check,
Last
3
month.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
100% of what we asked for.
Yeah.
Not 100% of our loss, because not everything qualified,
No,
but 100% of what we asked for.
but you kept it under $1 million, so you had more losses. You spent more money than
Yeah,
you got.
if we went over a certain threshold, the duty to prove your expenses was much higher, so we
Got really complicated,
we decided to keep it below that, which helped.
which means they probably still ate $200,000
Sure.
worth of damage, $250,000.
If this does go to FEMA for this flood, they will be sending out and they will be doing the door-to-door assessments again
Right.
as well. Just what,
Yeah, I think we should probably wait till FEMA does their assessment.
Yeah, I think we should table it till next meeting.
We could table it, I
Yeah.
would think,
Clean up on the unfinished.
unless there's a.
And in the meantime, have finance, we'll take a look at the budget and see
we
what's
gotta get
available.
moving on that budget.
Yep. Okay,
There we are.
thank you.
overtime. Last week I had 72 hours, 42 hours worth of overtime that. If that could be approved, this week so far, I've been between 11 and 12 hours a day. And that probably will stay the same for the next week or two, unfortunately. Could be even more, I don't know.
Make a motion, we approve overtime. Support.
And you know, what did he say? 72 hours?
hours?
No, 42 hours
Oh,
was
42.
those overtime for
For this
this.
This week,
One pay, yeah, the first pay period was 30, so there was no change. The second one was 72.
Okay.
I've been paid for
So-
60, so there's 42
oh, it's
outstanding.
42 hours. You got a motion to support.
Yep.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote.
Yeah. Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Clifford Tolini.
Yes.
Robin Hughes. Joe Libby.
Yes. Last again.
If you want to sign this.
Yeah, I would put you last.
Get in line.
Jerry, do you want me to take this up or do you want to take that up?
I can take it up for you.
Thank you, sir. All right, thank you, guys.
We have Jason Bark here. Other government
Yes.
official.
I know he's not other government official, but Jason.
All right.
He's a contract.
Yeah.
Hi, Jason.
Sorry, I seen you were falling asleep there.
No, just,
I
at least this week's been busy too for.
I went over the phone issues and our troubles with 1010 and I let them know about the request I made to you and Art Ross to put together your heads to come up with a long-term solution, not just a patchwork to get us through, which we still need for the next 4 to 6 weeks, but
Yeah. You know, Art and I talked a little bit about, there's for part of these problems is a third party company we have to deal with for some of the issues. So he was gonna check with them and find out if the system that I was looking at was was able to do it, but I think it is, he hasn't got back with me on that yet. Some of the stuff does take some time. And I know we talked about a new phone system to get away from leasing the current one, but it was just something that I said, well, with everything else that, you know, coming on board in January, there's been a lot of stuff to take
Sure.
care of, and it's,
Enormous.
you know, at the time they were, you know, as far as I knew, everything was working okay, so we just, you know, kind of table that until we get some of these other fires. We need a new server and some other things, and anyway, but that being said, to put something together just for the sheriff's department, in this rough numbers, we'd be looking at approximately $10,000 to get,
Just for them.
to get it, well, to get the PBX or the phone system server, a dual setup, so there's a backup. But that would be big enough to run the entire county building as well. So we'd share that server between the two buildings, but we wouldn't be addressing the county building proper right away.
Right away.
But it would be able to, just
Capable.
basically capable to move to put phones in the county, and it would attach to this new server. And that would include the phones that the sheriff's office would need at this point, that rough $10,000 number. And that would include any extra labor for me, for my company, but that does not include anything, for Mr. Ross's company. You know, we talked briefly about that.
He didn't give you any kind of
He did not.
idea.
He did not give any idea about how much time he would have to spend on it, because he knows the ins and outs of the systems for the phones for 911 and for the, you know, the dispatch and all that stuff. I do believe we need to keep him involved. In we need to work together, because that is not something that, you know, it's something I could do, but we're just wasting time if I have to relearn some things that he's already familiar with.
So how soon could we, just guesstimate, how soon could we have something all together with the cost and everything to move forward with?
Well,
for everything, I mean, addressing the problem there, this building, the building across the road phones.
I would not be prepared to bring in the county building proper in the beginning to do that. I have too many other things that we're working on here.
I mean, just guess, could it be like a year later or something? 6 months?
6 months to a year, I would think.
What we talked about at our discussion
Yes.
that hadn't been touched on is this will also provide, like you said, the hardware that take on the whole system, just not the phones and or the labor.
That's
to do
most
the
of
rest.
that's most of the cost.
And this will also act as the
base
test phase, and you know, to establish a smooth transition to get the numbers ported over, assuming that Tentec Technologies generously grants us the right to do so. Because we don't, our contract's long since expired, but that'll allow the process then on the much bigger beast of bringing the county online. You know, taking the phones, getting them all programmed, going off and off at office and porting them over and moving on from there. So I think he's 6 months to 10 months, 9 months, I don't know, might be a year. Depends on how many more problems happen here in the meantime.
Yeah, the main hurdle time wise for just the sheriff's department is the porting of the telephone numbers, whatever provider 1010 they would not
They won't
divulge that to us.
So
but we have the right to those are our numbers. We have the right to those.
Right.
But I just did City Hall, and it took me 2 months to get the numbers ported through Frontier. Because they always wanted some other piece of information, you know, they want current phone bills, and so I handled that myself through the company that I chose to handle the phone lines, a company out of Georgia. But it took them a couple of months to get Frontier to get us the numbers ported.
Frontier's a super exception to, well, 1010 is probably just as bad.
Yeah, and I don't know who they are not. I can almost guarantee they're not doing this themselves. They're rebranding some other company, just like the company I use out of Georgia is Sip Trump. I mean, it's a public record. So I use those guys to
to facilitate the phone numbers and then the calls go through the internet, just like it's happening now. But that's, it's all transparent. In other words, that any fees, monthly fees for those phone lines that for the city is my example. The city pays SIP Trunk directly. They do not pay me, my company. So that way, if I fall off the face of the planet tomorrow, they don't have any trouble. Or if they choose to somebody else for their IT services, they don't have to deal with this.
So we have
now.
rights to our data. It's just getting them to.
And the
port it
phone
over.
numbers,
The
just
phone
like when you
numbers,
change
yeah.
from Verizon to AT&T.
Having a phone system like this up and running for 20 phones or whatever you have over there, Joe, I don't remember what you told me, 20, 25.
Can't even imagine how many we got in there.
I could have a system up and running in 2 days. But it's the phone numbers we're waiting on. And then the other part with this third party company for call recording and stuff like that, that Art has to deal with. I don't know how long that process would take, but that's where he gets involved and we make this phone system talk with that company to be able to record calls and some of these other things that we need to in a police department setting, we have to take care of. You know, things have to be backed up and calls recorded and all that kind of thing. So.
And what I don't understand is these systems have been around for forever and recording phone calls.
But what 1010 uses is the actual phone calls are going over the internet.
That's
So that
there's
phone in
the
the corner
problem.
over there, there's no phone system in this building.
That's the problem.
Those calls go directly to the internet to a phone system somewhere that keeps the extension numbers and the voicemails and the.
So it's all voiceover.
It is, and this new system is voice over, but the phone system itself, the phones will communicate to a box in the basement here or in the sheriff's department's boiler room or whatever, wherever we choose to put this thing. The phones communicate to that, then the actual calls, you call City Hall from here. Those calls go out over the internet connection to a phone company out of Georgia. Then they get routed to then they go through the
Channels.
the internet and they come out at the phone system that's sitting at City Hall. City Hall has a phone system that it's sitting in a closet there and it's.
There lies the problem.
Yeah, but so when it's over the internet, when the phone system box, the PBX is called, is somewhere else. They have to figure out how to make the phone calls get recorded and how to, when they program a button on the phone to call somebody else, it's not here.
Yeah.
It's
there.
on there and whether they don't have the knowledge to make that happen or whomever they're using, whomever they're rebranding with, doesn't know how to make it work. That's something I don't know, but I know when it's here, we can make just about anything happen.
All right. It's if they want to make it happen. That's
I didn't want to monopolize your.
No.
But this needs to happen now. Yes. And Renee said she found room in her budget for a transfer here there to cover most of this $10,000.
Yeah, and on that, so Jason, we talked, so our system, we're gonna put lots out there. It's been broke for 2 years, and we've been band-aiding this and getting through, right by the grace of God and everything else now and then, but there's stuff that we don't have. And with the now working the way it is, the lawsuit's gonna be way bigger than paying for this phone system to get us working the right way.
Just
I'm gonna tell you
one of
right
them.
now,
Yeah.
because we've already been requested for stuff that we can't get. On the phone
So I
system.
think we need to move in the sheriff's department right away.
Right now.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
agree.
Band-Aid kicking the can down. This company's been a disaster since we started it 2 years ago with this company, and it's never gotten no better. It's gotten worse.
This was an Anne Marie deal.
And they don't understand our emergency services is that vital important, and we're gonna get sued. And the lawsuit for the millions that we're gonna write the check for is gonna be way more than if we get what Jason and Art are doing to get this phone system the right way, which it should have been from the beginning.
3
They
years
got a lot
ago.
of work they're doing, but they're
That's right.
trying to work with something they're not being cooperative with.
15 grand. I make a motion that we authorize our IT and sheriff's department to spend up to $15,000 to implement a new phone system specifically for the sheriff's department,
Support.
expandable to the rest in time.
I'll support that.
Should be okay. And if you need more, come back.
It should be more than enough, depending. on-
10 grand, he said.
Yeah, and then you got, yeah,
There may not be any extra labor from what the county's already paying my company. It just depends on.
I wanna make sure you're good to go. I
Yeah.
don't have to wait for
Yeah.
a meeting.
Well, if this is discussion, we got a motion and support in discussion. Once this is transpires sheriff's department, then we can move forward with the rest of the buildings. I mean, I don't wanna really take a year and a half to get everything over, cause the sooner we get away from these people, the better off we are.
The main part will be, if I may, the main part will be, the
Server.
the sheriff's department, because once the servers are in there, then it's just adding phones and getting the numbers ported,
Right.
you know?
And you can do that in phases in some instances.
Yes.
All right, any more discussion? We have a motion support. A roll call vote, please.
Joel Libby,
Yes.
Clifford Tulane,
Yes.
Robert Crook,
Yes.
Robin Hughes,
Yes.
Robert Brisky.
Yes.
Carried.
Have if you would, have Renee get with the treasurer's office and the clerk's office as to where she's gonna move things around.
I will go in. I think she's listening on YouTube anyway, so.
Yeah.
I tell her.
Is she really?
I just told her.
I think she will.
Good.
The last thing I have, if I may, was we talked at a previous meeting about, the server situation downstairs. Do we wanna, we're running okay right now. Do we wanna maybe
Those,
table
the
it until?
the antique servers.
Yeah, do we wanna maybe table that until we,
Budget time.
get the phone system figured out?
Get the phone,
I'm not gonna.
at
be able
least
to
get
go-
the sheriff's department figured out, but we can't wait real long on servers either.
No, I was just thinking, let's get,
Them
now
done.
the phone thing has come up, let's get that handled before, because the pricing on the server stuff changes bi-weekly,
Yeah,
so if I give you a number now, but I can't buy it for a month, the numbers are gonna change.
yeah, I think your rough estimate you gave us was in the 30 grand mark.
Not even that high. I'm looking at, for the server, I'm looking at maybe 20 to 22
Yeah,
right now.
that's money well invested. Though.
Yeah,
Yes.
but again, I don't wanna give you a hard number today.
Yeah, we could table that till next meeting. You can have something.
Yeah, I think that.
See how
would be-
quick you get this done.
I think that would be best, because right now, even though it's old, I have it under control downstairs, I hate to jinx it, but. We're going okay right now, and there's no way I would wanna have to try to do both of these things at once.
And is upgrading the internet speed for the buildings entirely as simple as making a phone call?
Yes,
Get that done.
Is the speed adequate?
No,
it's not.
not with.
Slow.
It's capped at 100 megabits, and pretty much.
I got that much.
Yeah, and it's fiber, so I think it just was, that's what you guys paid for in the beginning, and nobody addressed it. Not meaning that, the IT company didn't address it, and nobody probably complained, they just thought they'd get what they get, but now, a gig or 1,000, we got 100, 1,000 is 10 times. I mean, I'm getting 1,000 at home for $75 a month, so,
Yeah,
except for yesterday when it didn't work, but. But that was kind of an oddball thing. Anyway,
And now with the phone systems being changed over and us being in-house, it really doesn't change our internet usage via the phones, because they go over the internet now.
no, and actually it will reduce some of that traffic, because the interdepartment phone calls will not be going over the internet like they do now.
Right,
They will not be going out.
will 1 gig travel? Is that enough?
That's enough, because the rest of the hardware is limited by a gig.
Right.
In the building, so there's no reason to go over that.
I make a
You-
motion, we
get popped out.
authorize IT to upgrade our internet speed from 100 megabytes to 1 gig.
Second.
yeah, you got a motion right now to increase our.
Yep.
Internet speed.
And Robin seconded it.
Yeah. Any discussion? To going from 100 to 1 gig.
Yeah,
My business couldn't operate on 100 megabytes.
no, I can't at home
But-
anymore.
I know I don't.
I
Roll
was
call vote.
surprised when I found that, actually. I'm like, I thought maybe it was something hardware.
It's probably why I can't get no information from them when I call and I need something. they're sitting there trying to get it for you.
This shouldn't have to go through the previous company, so this should go through, Peninsula Fiber, who you guys are paying to.
They upgraded switches. Is it possible they had 10-100s before?
It's possible.
And that gig switches, and it wouldn't have mattered if
Yeah,
they
just
upgraded the speed?
nobody looked at it
Yeah.
after that, which, you know, that's okay. It
Yeah.
is what it is, but we can upgrade it and make it a little run faster.
Oh, we've got a motion
Yep.
on the support on the floor. We'll need any more discussion then? Need a roll call vote then.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Clifford Tellini.
Yes,
Well,
Okay.
thank you, everyone.
should make the
I
workers
wish it was
happy.
easier on you.
Should make the workers happy.
Joey, get her done, Joey.
Thanks, Chase.
We'll
Joe,
hold-
you're next.
Yeah, all right, I got 64 carriers waiting here at noon.
Step up here, I can't hear you.
So,
Yeah, you gotta go.
I do, we gotta, got 2 schools waiting for us to do a thing today. So obviously I ain't gonna talk about one thing, you just did that, so that's good, that was on the list because it's unbelievable, I didn't wanna get into it, but Joe, thanks for saying earlier that Pete could quote, you quote me too, Pete, that company's a piece of crap. So, 68 being down.
Thanks.
Yeah, 68 being down is causing us a lot of response time issues and we know.
Oh, I
I
bet.
know Cliff, is in road commission more than me and what's going on with that, but it looks like it's gonna be late fall. Is what we're heard for that's open, ambulance, fire and us and having to respond to calls, our call times are going way higher now. Because we have to go around. And now we gotta go down back road and everything else to get to a call instead of going
South
right
or
straight,
north.
especially when we call ambulances from Onaway for backup and rides all up to get here. They aren't as mobile as our patrol cars are to get from one place to another when we have emergencies, so just so everybody knows and the community knows. I know people, it's an inconvenience to them, but emergency services is slowed down. And it's gonna be slow because of that reason.
They were talking about a temporary fix.
It'd be amazing.
I heard the temporary fix, then I heard that culvert replaced with the bridge could happen. Oh, I haven't got a report from Dave, maybe.
Yeah,
heard
I'm
something.
hoping that, and I appreciate what you and Dave and everybody doing at the road commission. They've done great road commission and Tim and everybody, but that's a huge issue for us because that is the only main trunk line straight shot from these 2 towns, Raji and Onaway. That's it. And otherwise you gotta go on the back road. So it's causing a slow response time. And it's also picked up the traffic huge at Akiak Road, which was designed for all this
A
traffic.
lot quicker that way.
And with the Amish, you know, on the roads and people are going around them a lot more because the Amish is on that road, Akiak is narrow
They were right in the middle of the road.
and they're in the middle
Right.
and
I had to pass.
up over the hills, you know, Donkey Hill and the other hills and all them. And again, they're in our community. We know that, none against them at all, but they're there. And there's a lot more traffic now going on Akiak Road because people
Yeah.
are going north to Akiak 68 and back in Onaway or my road on Town Hall. Town Hall's got way more traffic now. We noticed it just like with the dog.
And
The
Hawks,
roads aren't set up for that.
and Hawks.
They were, and Hawks and going around. So you got so I'm worried about accidents. I'm really telling people, please be aware. We put it on our Facebook. We're gonna put it back out again. Be aware of the Amish now that the roads are detoured because they are out there and they have a right to it. But you gotta give them a little room. And it's hard on Akiak Road because it's narrow. So that, I want people to know that. The update on the dog bite. So we had a pretty bad case a week ago with the dog bite. 5-year-old little girl got attacked by 2 dogs. Really bad. Her mother jumped on top of her to save her and she got tore up bad. And then finally some bystanders were able to get the dogs off them. We have confiscated those dogs. They are in custody. And we're letting the prosecutor and the court decide what to do next with them. And there's gonna be charges on the dog owners. It wasn't intentional, but there is charges coming at the prosecutor for the owners. The little girl is home. I went and met her yesterday. I took her some stuff from the sheriff department, some gifts that we put together, to talk to her and her mother. So I did that yesterday. So I got to go see her and talk to her a little bit and she's tore up. It ripped her scalp up. It really tore her up. And she's
What kind of dogs were these?
pit bulls. There were a couple of pit bulls. And we don't know why they attacked her. The people have had these dogs for a year. They got kids. They didn't do it on purpose. I know people piled on them, but they didn't. The dogs broke out of the fence. They weren't like they were just loose. So it's a bad all the way around. There's no winning this.
They got loose.
They got loose. They broke through the fence. They got loose.
And they took off and the owner tried to catch them, and time they got down the road, they jumped on this little girl and she got tore up bad. So we got 2 deputies on this for the report. The report is at the prosecutor's office. He's looking at it. There's most likely to be charges on the owners of the dogs. But I did go see the little girl yesterday. If you guys get a chance, please keep praying for that little girl. She's just a cute little 5-year-old little girl. She didn't deserve that. She's not gonna be the same, you know. Her mother too. Her mother got tore up, and I gave each a couple of our challenge points, smart things. I told the mother, she's a hero.
Father
For
was.
jumping on her little girl, she's a hero too. Cause you don't know what to do in this situation. We all say we would too. You don't know when dogs are just going crazy, but she did. And I appreciate that. Last thing I got, good news for Deputy David Moulton. And you know, everybody knows Deputy David Moulton. He's last year he's involved in a lot of stuff, but he had a rough 2025. He was involved in 2 shootings. He goes to his house and finds his sister had taken her life. He had an inmate escape out of the patrol car on him. Pulled over because she was sick. He helped Border Patrol with a bunch of illegal that were here, and they ran on him and fought him. He tased them. And he still carries a phenomenal, great attitude. So it took me about 2 months, but Deputy David Moulton is gonna be honored at the state capitol May 19th. As 2025 heroic officer. For everything he's done. So it took me 2 months of going through a congressman and state senator to get that to happen, but they finally got him on. And so at 1:30 on May 19th, he's gonna be honored at the Capitol for all his special services and what he went through in 2025.
That's great.
So that's a little positive news that we got for the area with everything going on. So we're probably gonna have that streamed and stuff when we're down there, but he is very humbled, very excited. And I just think it's warranted for everything that young man has gone through, and he keeps a great attitude.
Yeah, he's a great kid.
Yeah.
Good family too.
Yeah.
Coached all them kids
Yeah,
in
we will
football.
once I get him there, once I get him out. Yeah. So, okay, thank you guys.
Good. So. Anybody else left here? No. Uh-oh.
I got a quick one for you today.
Yes, no,
I'm
maybe.
not asking for anything.
Yay.
No.
So we're ramping up. Right now, year to date, we're at 213 total permits issued. Of that, we got 43 building permits. And of that, 20 are new homes. But we got a lot more stuff coming up this year. Online permitting system is live, it's active, we're using it.
No
This
flaws.
past week, we've issued 6 permits through that system.
No
And it's-
flaws.
No flaws. BSNA's been great. Jason's been great working through the kinks with us. Talking to the BSNA IT as well, because they were speaking a language that I don't understand. On the flooding, I released a statement through the sheriff's department earlier this week, letting the residents know that we're here to assist with information. We have compiled lists of contractors that are licensed and have worked in the county, so they have a reputation in the county already. Just some general knowledge to get out to the residents so they're not freaking out, you know, I have an odor, what do I do? Well, you need to get the carpet out of there. that kind of thing.
It's on the website. I
It's on the
seen it.
website too.
It's good.
Most importantly on that, we've talked to PIG in regards to reconnections. They are discussing how they're gonna handle these reconnections for flooding because they don't have a flood policy. Unfortunately, under the NEMA rules that we have to follow for electrical, any components that are submerged in water
Disconnected.
are supposed to be disconnected from the service before reactivation of service.
So they're talking about maybe some kind of discount.
So what I've talked to with my electrical inspector and PIG is, let's say you've got 3 feet of water in your house, anything that's below that line has to be disconnected from the panel board. As long as the panel board is dry, we can authorize it being turned back on. Unfortunately, a lot of the home ground Black Lake are not gonna be allowed to do that. So a lot of their services are underwater.
Yeah, 3 feet is not the high water mark.
No, I mean, Black Lake, I was out there the other day because I've been visiting a lot of these areas. They're chest deep in a lot of areas just to get to the house.
Enough to hear on me.
I got one house over there that I'm pretty sure an engineer can be involved with. It's got a walkout sunroom over a walkout basement that all the support posts are gone. The ice is literally supporting it right now.
When the ice goes, the
Yeah,
rest of it
so
goes.
half the house is in the lake.
I cannot believe how high the ice is.
And I don't see any reprieve for any of those people anytime soon, because I mean, Rainy Lake's still or Rainy River's still so high on the other side of the road. That eventually, you know, that's all gonna go to the lake.
Yeah, and Akiak River.
So I've made it known that we're there. I've made my presence known in those areas. They see the truck. If they stop me, I'll answer any questions they have. And so we're making that effort. We're finishing up the research for short-term rentals this next week, so we'll have a pretty accurate list. Reaching out to the sheriff's department today for some final information so we can get that all put together so we're ready to go. Other than that, I'm working hard on getting my 148 credits that are required by September 27th. So May 3rd through the 6th, I'll be in Midland at the COCM conference where I'll get about 20 hours. I will be available via phone, email, but everything's running smooth.
Is the permitting, online permitting, include plan review? They
Yeah.
can load their plans if they
So
have.
what
any
I've
building?
done is, like, if you're applying for building permit, there's a requirement, you have to attach a site plan, you have to attach construction documents in order to move forward. And if it's a simple deck, just a hand sketch is fine. Anything under 3,500 square feet, the state doesn't require architectural drawings, so you can just send CAD drawings, cross-section drawings, stuff like that. But then when you get into the larger scale homes, when we receive that, the girls will put that on a hold for review. And then I get viewed, and then I'm the one who has to move it forward at that point.
Okay.
And we've had no issues with it. Everybody's been very responsive. A few comments from the public on how some things should be worded, but unfortunately the software, we can't change that because the whole northern part of the state basically works off that software, so. The payment process on it has been very smooth. Everybody's been understanding that they can't make a payment until we do the initial review on it and send it back to it.
It should keep the payment flowing and
It
alleviate
it's
some of the problems.
in most cases, the plumbing, mechanical, electrical permits, within an hour of getting that initial notification of that application through that portal, that permit is issued. Because within 10 minutes, they're getting a message back to make their payment. As soon as that payment is posted to the permit, one click process, done.
That'll speed it up for the contractors.
Speeding everything up. And I mean, it's actually helping our workload on the paper applications for the guys that want to bring checks in because we have less to go through.
Time to do it.
And we have the time to do it, and it's making it to where there's less questions. They get the auto email responses back from the portal, and I've got nothing but good feedback about it. This is great.
And is equalization getting the updates? Is that something that's automatically done through BSNA?
So right now, we have to do a secondary email, and I'm working with BSNA on the auto-generated email when building permits are issued to include them in that.
Gotcha.
It's a workflow issue, and
Wouldn't the assessors get the copy?
well, we send everything to equalization sends it out to the assessors.
I thought the assessors were picking it up, turning it over.
So
Yeah, they get it from equalization.
So we've made a lot of good progress. We still have a long way to go this year. And I got a lot of good feedback happening for our office right now, so it's good.
Good.
And the help's happy. What was that?
Yeah. Kathy came home from vacation, then she was sick a few times. So.
And it's made us.
She had so much fun on
It's
vacation.
made it sound through our office this month, I'll tell you.
I used to have fun. They're sick.
Yeah.
That's it for the government officials. Any correspondence?
No.
I have a correspondent.
Okay.
I got a email from Presque Township Superintendent yesterday. It's amazing you guys turned down a place for people to take their debris from their flooded houses. The flood of which the county commissioners and Eagle caused.
The supervisor?
Yeah. Presque Township.
Mr. Lang.
Mr. Lang.
So in other words, we caused the floods.
I didn't know we could make it rain. But
I'll
for,
disregard all that.
yeah, but for the record, I'd like for the public to know that we're not in favor of this situation with the lake levels, we inherited it and we had to deal with it. And we did the best we could with it. It was a lose-lose situation.
Well, when the court makes you do it, you gotta.
Yeah. And, so apparently he wanted us to break the law to get that level down in the fall.
That don't work too well.
Yeah. So I just wanted
They
to,
just complaining a little while ago that they were too low.
that's,
That's what started.
that's
everything.
Esau.
That's what
Esau's
started.
full now, right, Bob?
Esau is 10 inches high.
There you go.
Okay.
Good start to the season, huh?
Never fool around with Mother Nature.
Yeah. She laughed at you.
Anything else? Correspondence? Is there a motion for payroll?
Your turn. Like to make a motion for payroll? You approve it?
I second.
Motion support for payroll, roll call vote.
Robin Hughes, Clifford Tellini.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Motion adjourned,
Mobile.
support. Meeting's adjourned.
Yeah, that time I did.
10 minutes to lunch.
Okay, here is your,
Oh, and that big one.
That, sure.
You got stuff for me to say?
You got the.
I think
easy
I do.
The way first.
I saw a couple of them.
This is my recommendation for the resolution that was passed today.
Okay.
I've got to stay with.
Yeah, I'll put it all together.
The house to get the
Thank you.
on flood damage.
So I want Cliff to hear this. So
You
he
volunteered.
got emails from one too.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
And,
Shame on me, shame on the road commission, shame on the county commission. Yeah, I didn't even say it.
yeah, so,
Yeah, no.
so that's amazing to me how Long Lake could have flooded too.
Or what?
Because we didn't have our fingers in that pie. But anyhow,
Long Lake did flood.
yeah, exactly. That's my
It's amazing how,
Yeah.
What an idiot he is, but
MDE, but I do.
I recommend that he and I go talk to him.
yeah, better turn that off.
I recommend that we go talk to him.
Grand Lake and Black Lake.
Okay.
But